All right, Pirate fans, welcome out to another episode of the Pirates Cove podcast. This is part one, the interview, and we do have a guest. We have a Rockport-Fulton Pirate coach. I know we do the Pirates Cove on Wednesday. Kind of switch things around a little bit this week. We got a playoff game on Thursday, so we had to kind of change our schedule around. But we were able to get a coach, and I'll introduce the coach here in just a minute. But we are in full effect with my crew. We've got the Z-Man back. He was unable to be here yesterday, but he's back today. The Z-Man, Johnny Zavala. Z-Man, how you doing this evening?
Doing good.
All right. And then we got Big T, Tony Pena, a little under the weather yesterday, feeling a little bit better today, but he was able to join us. Big T, how you feeling this evening?
I'm doing good, man. Doing a little bit better. Just happy to be here and ready to get it going.
And then we got the coach, Steve Cantu. Coach, how you doing?
Hey, I'm blessed, brother. I'm happy to be here. And happy to be talking defense today, baby. Happy to be talking defense.
That's right. We're talking defense today. We've got our Rockport-Fulton Pirates defensive line coach, Harold Busack, joining us on the podcast. Coach Busack, how you doing this evening?
Doing great. Appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely, Coach. And we wanted to talk defense, of course, and we wanted to talk specifically about the defensive line. And so we're going to do a little Q&A with you. I'm going to give it over to Tony first, and then we're going to kind of go around and get the guys have some questions for you. Tony, I know you got some questions for Coach. Take it away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Again, thank you, Coach, for joining us this evening. So some of my questions are not necessarily going to be about the defensive line. They're going to be about getting to know Coach Busack. So first question I have is, where did you go to high school? And did you play high school football? And if you did, what position did you play?
Yes, sir. I was from a school in Southwest Florida, very similar to Rockport, Inglewood, and the high school was Lemon Bay High School, and about the same size as Rockport, about 800 students back then, and played center on offense, and that's the only thing I played as a senior, and then played defensive end as a junior.
Awesome. Great. Awesome. So where did you go to college? What did you go to college for football? Did you go to college to teach and coach, or where did you go to school, and what did you major in?
I went to a small school in North Carolina called Lenore Rhine. It's in Hickory. Fortunate to play football up there, and played offensive guard primarily. But it's Division II, much like Kingsville or Midwestern or something like that. So that it was a great experience.
Awesome. So you started off as an offensive guy, and now here you are, many years later, teaching the defense. That's pretty cool. So last question I have for you is, how long have you been with the coaching on the staff with the Rockport-Fulton Pirates?
This is my fourth year.
Fourth year.
Came in Coach Trevino with Coach Trevino's when he was a senior. So when Angelo was a senior, that was my first year here.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thanks for sharing. Like I said, my questions were just a little bit about getting to know Coach Busack. The other guys are gonna get more in detail with the line. But Gabriel, that's all I got.
All right, Z-Man, you're up.
Coach, I hear you're out there in the Floridas and Carolina. So what brought you down here to South Texas?
I was coaching in Kentucky, and I just wanted the opportunity to come down to Texas and experience it. You hear a lot of things, and you just want to see what it's like. And my wife, she got a job down here with the Fulton Mansion, and so I started looking down here, and Coach Seibert was gracious enough to give me an opportunity.
Nice. Thank your wife.
Yeah, very welcome. A very addition. I'll tell you that.
So Tony, we heard you talking about being an offensive line, a center and stuff. You being a defensive line coach, pretty much defense. How did you take on the role of becoming the defensive guy?
Well, in most states, other than Texas, you coach both sides of the ball. You coach offense, you have an offense responsibility, and you have defense responsibility. So, and usually, if you're an offensive line coach, you're also a defensive line coach, and vice versa. So I've been doing both positions my coaching career. So and the position that Coach Seibert had when he hired me was defensive line. So actually, it was just nose guards. I was coaching nose guards. Coach McKinney coached defensive ends, and so that's how I got to coach defensive line in Rockport, I guess.
Doing a great job, Coach. Doing a great job. Going to this game against Hondo, is there any concern that you have about this game?
Hondo's got a good offensive line. They, they're good. The tackles are good size. The guards move well, so they're pretty good up front, and they've got a good ball carrier, and so we've got a test, and we just got to come out and play. But they're pretty good up front.
Coach, you've been doing a great job. It's very high expectations from this town and from y'all. Especially from all around. We see the offense explosion, and we're winning games. We're giving up the points, but hey, y'all still doing a great job. We're glad to have you here. That's all I got, Gabe.
All right, Coach Steve, I know you got some more questions for the coach.
Yeah.
You're up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coach. So give me the temperature of the boys this week. I know that. We probably didn't, that win, we won, our game last Friday. The coaches probably told everybody to let that go after Saturday morning, and, started you guys preparing for this week and the playoffs. What's the temperature of the room, specifically the defense? How are those boys feeling as far as, they're getting ready for this week's big matchup?
Well, I think they're excited. I think they're ready to go. Defensive line wise, we've had 2 good days of practice, and I think our defensively we're ready to go. Excited to get in the playoffs and do some good things.
Do you think that with the short week? I know I was pretty surprised. I was blown away actually when they told us that we were going to be playing on Thursday. You think having a short week of practice is going to make much of a difference going into the game on Thursday?
Well, you got to make some adjustments, but this is my 4th year here, and this is the 4th Thursday first round game we've had. So I think we typically play on Thursdays for the first round, and
okay.
It just worked out that way. So I think we'll be fine going into it.
Yeah. All years, Coach, the 2 games that we had in the Valley, here on the podcast, we talked about, that maybe the bus ride may do something to the boys' legs. They seem to start off a little sluggish, mostly on the offense, not so much on the defense, but it does seem to have an effect. Talk to me about the couple of hour bus ride that we're going to be having. What time we might be leaving, and how early are we going to be up there?
I think we're heading out somewhere around 2:00, and we're going to stop about halfway like we usually do, and get our legs moving a little bit, and get out of the bus. And we stop usually about halfway when we make a long trip like that, and then we get back on and break, so it breaks up the trip a little bit. So I think the boys are the schedule that we're doing is very familiar to the boys, and so I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, we've talked to other coaches here, and they've actually told us that they've reached out to Seibert to find out what his itinerary was and how he did prepare for these long bus rides and stuff like that. So making a stop off for you guys and letting the boys stretch out, that seems to be one of the things that you do. I mean, but are we crazy, Coach? Or do you guys think as a coaching staff that there is some effects or is it nerves from the boys going out there? Is there something to say about that bus ride, Coach, and that 2-hour bus ride, you think?
I don't know. Remenville and Rio Hondo are both new places. None of the boys have been there before. all this is a senior led group, and all the seniors have been in Livonia. As a freshman, they had success there. They beat them up there 3 years ago. So I don't think I don't think there's going to be any stress with this travel. Like I said, it's probably an hour. It's a half an hour or so less than what the other two places were. So
yeah,
I think the boys will be fine.
Okay, well, that's good, man. That's good to know. Let me. I'm going to go into a little bit of the boys' stats this year. The guys up front, specifically, we got Noah Jones, Luis Aguilar, Matthew Vasquez started out the season for us, and then I'll throw Caleb Schmidt in there. And so these guys have had a great regular season, and they put up some pretty good numbers, pretty impressive numbers. They have as a unit 134, like 143 total tackles between the four of them. And so I'll go through Noah. Noah Jones had 33 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 13 quarterback hurries, and 7 tackles for loss. Caleb Schmidt came in. He's done exceptionally well. He's had 32 total tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 12 quarterback hurries, and 1 sack. Luis Aguilar seems to be the ringleader down there. He gets although he draws a lot of attention, he is super fast and quick, and he's got 59 total tackles, 1 forced fumble, 14 quarterback hurries, and 5 sacks, with 16 tackles for losses. Coach, as a unit, these guys have done exceptionally well, and of course that's a direct reflection of the practice and preparation that you guys put them through, and the boys executing a great defensive plan. Has there been any surprises, Coach, that came from that defensive line this year? Maybe a kid or two. I mean, what's your take on the guys thus far this season in their production?
I think they've done tremendous. The only returning starter was Lewis, and he's played outstanding. Noah's a sophomore, Noah Jones, and we had him penciled in to start, but you never knew how that was going to go, and he's matured fantastically and has played very well. And then Matt came back out this year to play, and he was doing really well till his injury, and then as you said, Caleb Schmidt has come in and done a great job, and Riker Whitstein has filled in some. And
Riker, yeah, I forgot.
Rodrigo Gonzalez is playing a little bit. So now I'm very impressed with how they played so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I seen a bit of an adjustment last week against Port Isabel. I saw you guys make the move to Luis Aguilar from the middle to the edge, where he was extremely effective out on that edge. I mean, coming off of last year, his first step is so quick, and his motor is constantly running. I thought that was a excellent call on your part to make that move.
Lewis.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I thought you had stopped. Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, that's it. And coming in with Rodrigo, with Gonzalez, and making that move there. Talk to me a little bit about that adjustment right there, Coach.
Well, we've tried Lewis out on the edge in West Oso before, and Caleb is a quick guy, and he's an outside linebacker really that we brought down, and so we thought we'd put a little more beef in the middle there with Rodrigo and let Lewis work the edge a little bit.
Yeah.
I think Lewis would be successful no matter where you played him on the line, so he did very well that second half, and did well the first half too. So I don't have a vote, but I'll be disappointed if he's not defensive lineman of the year for the district.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Coach. Along with a lot of other the defensive players, if they don't get that look, it'll be a shame. It'll be a travesty that those guys are having a great season collectively as a group, as a unit, and that's something that we need. Now, you talked a little bit about Matthew Vasquez and his injury. Is there any chance for Matthew coming back this year, Coach?
I'm not sure. I mean, he continues to rehab and stuff. We always hope that he can come back, but I'm not. There's no set timetable for that to happen.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys are always just preaching the next man up. Of course, we can't do anything about injuries other than hope that they heal better and come back to full strength. But the next man mentality, it seems to be working for you guys, and the boys are definitely responding and putting forth a great effort. You know what I'm saying? It looks like, any combination that you guys throw out there has shown some success, and that's a great job, because all the preparation you guys are putting them through, and all the rigorous workouts and the different looks that you guys give them. You guys are doing an exceptional job in coaching these guys up and preparing them week after week to come out and do battle on the field. So, Coach, I'd like to say thank you for coming on, and thank you for sharing your time. I know you've had a long week, a long day. Let's say that, a long day of school and then practice afterwards. I want to wish you luck on the upcoming game. We'll be there streaming live, and hopefully. I better take that back. Well, we'll be there. Let's just keep it at that. We'll be there cheering you guys on, and continued success, Coach, to you and your defensive line and all the Pirates all together, and safe travels. I don't see you before you guys leave. Safe travels, and we'll see you guys up there.
All right, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Coach, I just got one question, and then we'll let you go. I like to talk about the underclassmen. One thing we talk a lot about here on the podcast is, what's coming up. We're really excited. We've started to kind of, focus a little bit on our middle school football. We've had Coach Hassel on, kind of talk a little bit about what he's got down there at the middle school. And then we also, we were down there Saturday with our youth during the playoffs, and we got some interviews with some of our players, our juniors and senior division, as they move on to the second round of the playoffs. We just want to bring out to the community, the future of the Pirates and what's coming up defensively and offensively. And I got to tell you, Coach, it's pretty exciting to see, what's coming up in that youth. There's a lot of talent down there. So it looks like we're going to get some really athletic players in the near future up there at the Bucks, at the middle school and the high school. But right now with our JV and our freshmen, we caught a couple of their games, not all of them, but we caught a couple of them. I was really impressed with what I saw on the JV. They ended up 6-3-1, I think was their record overall. And then the freshmen 7-3. So the freshmen lose 2 games to St. Joseph. Well, they lose 1 to St. Joseph, and then they lose 2 to Sinton. But then the JV, they lose some really close games. That Cal Allen game, I was there that we lost. It seemed like it was ours to win, but last second. Talk to me a little bit about what's going on, what you see coming up next year and the year after with our freshman, D line and our JV D line. What do you see coming up? Who stands out to you, if any, or as a group? What we got coming up in the next year or two?
No, I think there's a lot of excitement there. JV wise, we had Caden Ivey and Riley Crossland and Josh Miller. Those are the 3 that started our defensive line for the JV, and they did a tremendous job. Freshman wise, for the most part, it was Sean Gover and Zayden Sipes and Austin Broder, and those are 3 big boys there. So, and then other guys that played, Hayden Jeffers and Daniel Castaneda. And so I think there's a lot of excitement with the underclassmen, and we get them in the weight room and get them in the speed and agility training, and I think certainly a lot of those boys can help us next year.
Yeah.
We're excited, Coach, from what we see. I mean, it was exciting, like I said, and we talk a lot about trying to bring up and let the community know what's coming up. I think we want to get the community excited. One thing I've said that I've noticed in the last couple of years, or actually since Cybert's been here and Robbins and all you guys, is that I look at some of these players, Coach, at the store and stuff. These smaller running backs, you see them on the field, they're carrying like two people. They don't go down with I mean, our running backs are not real big. They're not 6'2", 230. So, you see them on the field. I mean, these guys are strong. I see them out, in town. They don't look very big to me. You would almost seem like you could just grab them and knock them down. But when they're on that football field, they don't go down. Devin Phillips, John Chupi. I mean, a couple years ago, you had Chase Rios, the Franks boy. I think it was JoJo Frank. These guys are not big, 6 feet, but boy, they play like that. Whatever it is that we're doing, our weight program, these guys are buying in to what Coach Seibert and you assistant coaches are doing down there. Because these boys, we're very strong, we're very physical. You see that on the field. We're a physical team that loves to go out there and go full speed and pop somebody, win or lose. And that wasn't always the case. I've been in Rockport all my life. It wasn't always like that. We may lose a game, but as far as the physicality go, we can meet up with just about anybody. We can go toe to toe with anybody. These guys are buying into whatever it is that we're doing there, and I think it's going to continue off season weight room. I know. I'll talk about Angelo. I know. When I said this on the podcast yesterday when he was a freshman. He said, "I'm going to make varsity next year," and I said, "Son, that's great. But if you don't make it, I didn't know what was really up there. He was just a sophomore." I said, don't get too disappointed. I said, I'm going to make it. And this kid was in the weight room. And he used to be a running back, Coach. He used to be a quarterback in youth and a running back. And then all of a sudden he wasn't he couldn't run. I mean, he just became a lineman, not real big, but he just loved whatever was being taught to him there. And he lived in that weight room, I know, from his freshman to sophomore year. And then he made it. So hard work does pay off. Coaches, I tell the players, they see and they love you guys going in there, and what you guys are doing in there, you're building these guys to be really, really strong, physical, and that's been part of what our success has been like. That's what we're in the playoffs for 8 years in a row, going into the third round 3 times, I think, and Cyber's 8 years here, I think, if I've got that correctly. So we're all doing a good job, and we love talking football, of course. We're all football guys, but we cover all sports. But you guys are doing an awesome job, and I want to thank you, Coach, for coming on and spending some time with us and talking football and giving us some insight on the D line. And of course, here at the Pirates Cove, we want to wish you luck Thursday. We'll be down there. We're trying to stream the game. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. There's a lot of loops we got to go through, and I don't know if we're going to have enough time, but we're definitely trying to get that. If we can't, we'll definitely update it, but we'll be there cheering our Pirates on, getting that win over Hondo, Coach, and getting into that second round. And we're looking forward to that second round matchup with Cuero if that's the way I think it's going to happens. But thank you for coming on, Coach. Before I give you the last word, I'm going to go around to my guys one more time. Johnny, anything you want to add? Anything you want to add, or another question I have for Coach before we call it a night?
No, but thanks for joining us. Oh yeah, I did have anything. Speaking of the underclass, the JV and stuff like that, are you bringing anybody to travel with y'all from down under?
Yeah, Coach Sauer brought up several. I don't have an exact number, but
anybody on the defensive side or your specialty line?
Well, we I mentioned Riley and Zayden Sipes. They're all brought up, and I think when they come up, I think they're coming up to get used to practice and what it's like, and what the varsity practice is like and stuff like that. So I don't know that we're necessarily bringing anybody up to scheme for the game or anything, but I think it's good for the young guys to come up and see what it's like to get used to the varsity team, the practice, and the tempo and stuff like that.
Totally different atmosphere. I know that. I've been there before. But yeah, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Tony, anything you want to add before we call it a night?
No, just great job with the D line and just keep it going. Just keep it going, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
Steve?
Yeah, I got a little quick something, Coach. We talk about yesterday was actually a topic like Gabriel was saying about this week, this off season. For a lot of those boys, other than the ones that got moved up, um, for the majority of those boys, their off season started the day after their last game was played. And we talked about how important this off season would be for them. And I'm speaking of the underclassmen that have varsity ambitions or just getting better, period, as an individual player. Um, I want, because we do have a lot of followers, and a lot of the kids tune in and watch us, and sometimes maybe hearing it from us, maybe it doesn't sit and register. How important is this off season to those underclassmen? I mean, do you guys? I mean, I want you to speak directly to them and tell them, how important this off season it's going to be, for them going into next year.
Well, I think it's tremendous. It's as speaking of Noah Jones, for example, the growth he had in the weight room as from a freshman to where he is now is you really couldn't see that happening. You hoped it would happen, but you didn't know if it was going to happen. And he put a lot of hard work in, and I think that's how he won his job as a sophomore. And Coach Robbins puts a great plan together for the workouts, and you see steady growth from those guys. And here in the fall, Coach Swinford's been doing some of that stuff in the weight room, and you can see some growth happening there. And I think we stressed the off season, and it started last week with the freshmen in the JV that didn't get moved up, and then soon, hopefully in 6 weeks or so we'll start stressing it to the juniors and sophomores that come back, but on the varsity level. But yeah, it's a big thing. It certainly has changed. While we lifted weights way back when, it's certainly a different aspect now, and you get behind if you don't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Coach, that's all I got. Thanks again. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Coach, I'll give you the last word. Anything you want to add before we call it a night?
So I just thank you for doing what you do for the kids, and for having me on, and all the other coaches on, and promoting Rockport athletics as you do. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, Coach. And we want to thank you for taking some time to come out here and talk to us this evening about football. Like I said, I got a cap for you. It's Pirates Cove cap. I'll give it to Angelo. I got to give him the other ones for the coaches. So he'll have it for you next week. If he doesn't see you this week, I don't think I'll see him this week. He's kind of busy. So I don't see much of him during the week. If I see him, I'll see him on the weekend. But I'll catch him on the weekend. He'll have a cap for you next week, Coach. And just good luck. We're looking forward here on the Pirates Cove, I can tell you, Coach, before I let you go, we've been talking and stressing. We've had Coach Seibert on, Coach Robbins, and we've talked to Seibert. Man, we want to get out of that third round, Coach. I mean, we've been there 3 times. We've been so close, and we haven't gotten out there. And we talked to Coach Seibert. He's kind of talked to us a little bit about how he's been stuck on that third round. But it's going to be tough this year. We've got a lot of good teams out in this region with Wimberley, Navarro, Rockport, Sinton, Cuero, and then of course you got Smithville and Navasota. Whoever gets out of this region or represents this region definitely earned it, and I think we're right there in the thick of things. And hopefully, I'm looking for some good football in the playoffs. It's going to be great, Coach. So good luck on Thursday. Safe travels up to Lavernia and back. We'll see you down there. Hopefully, we'll be streaming it, but I can't guarantee that that's going to happen. But I do want to thank you for coming out. Have a great evening, Coach. And good luck, and let's get the win, and we'll meet Cuero that second round.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you, Coach.
Sir. Thank you, Coach. So, Coach will be leaving us now, and I'll let you guys know here shortly. We're going to have another podcast here at 8:15. We're going to be bringing in Ingleside's coach. We're going to flip over to the gridiron. So you guys want to take a little break? You can take one, hop on back about 10 minutes, and then we'll have Coach Hamrick on in about 8:15.
Sounds good.
All right, guys.
You see how you stayed on that extra few minutes to see what the hell we were talking about. I'll talk to you in a bit.
All right.